Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So tonight I wanted to try something, I want to do a ghost swipe like I often do, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I have never used pigment powders properly before, and I really wanted to just see how they go. So I've got these paper mill pigments that I brought these a while ago, but I've never used them. And because they're on special at the moment, I thought I want to do a painting with them, see how they go. And if they're good, I'll buy more. So I've got this one, which is, it says silver, but it looked black in here. But once I mix it, it is silver. I have cyan and reflex violet. So all of these I mixed with Holcroft Professional Binder Medium. So I used 4 grams of the binder medium. Then I added, it's hard to explain, an end of a pop stick. So probably about like that much of the pop stick. I dipped it in there, a little mound, not overly mounded, and then tapped it into the cup, into the binder medium, stirred it together, and then I mixed that with floetrol. So I did 1 part of the mixture and 2 parts of floetrol to get this kind of metallic-y colour. So this is the cyan. So it was heaps darker until I added the floetrol. The floetrol really paled the colours up, but hopefully they will dry darker because floetrol will dry transparent. So that is the theory. So let's put them there. So that's the cyan. That's the reflex violet, and that's the silver. Then I did make up a black using Holcroft, my Holcroft Professional Carbon Black. I want cells, and I find I get better cells when I put a plain paint in with other stuff. And then I have my white. The black I mixed 3 parts paint to, 3 parts floetrol to 1 part paint. These are 2 parts floetrol to 1 part of the binder medium powder mixture. And then I have my white, which is 1 part paint, 4 parts floetrol. So that is what I have all mixed up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover the canvas in a white base coat. So these are paper mill pigment powders. So I'm going to cover the canvas in the base coat off camera and then come back when I go to do my pour. So these paper mills look good. I also have Pearl X pigments, but again, I haven't used these either, so I don't know how these are going to work. So I just thought I would have a bit of a play around. That's the fun of doing stuff a little bit different. You kind of go, I want to do this time, so you do something slightly different. Also, I've got my normal size canvas, which is a 12 by 16, because I can't reach my extra wide canvases. I put them up too high, and I can't reach them at the moment. I need to get my step ladder. So, I will do this off camera, so I will pause it, and I will be back soon. Okay, I am back. So I have painted the canvas, I've tilted it. Let me just make sure you're still in frame. Yep, that's perfect. So I painted the canvas, spread the paint around, tilted it so it's covered all edges and it's relatively even. So you also have to realize when I do this, my paint that is left on the canvas is not overly thick. You leave it too thick, the paint can sometimes behave differently. If you want to get that lacing that I get when I do my ghost swipes, you've got to get it relatively thinnish. So keep that in mind, because a few people have said they've tried doing it my way and it hasn't turned out the same. So make your paint relatively thinnish. You can kind of see that there's not a lot sitting there. There's bits and pieces, but not a lot. Okay, so now we are going to pour these colours on. So let's hope these powdered colours do well, because I really don't know how they're going to behave because I've never used them. So I'm going to do my normal, I'm just going to do it the same as I do my normal ones because I want to more test to see how this goes. So pour off the canvas, on the canvas, I'm going to do my wiggly line until it goes off the canvas again. Alright, it's sinking a little bit. That happens when I use powders, certain metallics. And because this is a mica, or a mica powder, it will be a bit metallic-y, so it's doing the same type of thing. So again, start off the canvas and go on the canvas. Oh, I'm loving these already. Just the colours are beautiful together. Then I'm going to go black. So this is the Holcroft plain black. So we're going to go on, and I'm going to wiggle it more so than what I do with the original colours. So I don't always want, I like doing the first two colours the same, but when I do blacks and silvers, I like to kind of make them a little bit more different patterning. So when I do my wiggly lines, that's how I get my different type of colours that go either way. So now we're going to go silver, and I'm going to try and, there we go. I'm loving it already. I haven't even done anything. As if you haven't pictured yet or figured out yet, I'm a little bit quirky. My sense of humour, I understand my jokes. I don't know if everybody else does. So I'm just going to do my normal ghost swipes. So start on the edge with the card hanging over just a tad, and then we swipe down and lift either right, well, that way, or lift up before you hit the edge. You can go all the way to the edge if you like, but I like to stop before I hit the edge. Wow, they're really selling up. They're getting lots of cells. It looks like the Holcroft black is going to be the dominant colour with the other colours in there. I can see the silver. The cyan and the violet are kind of sinking a little bit and kind of getting a little bit buried. So I may have to try and adjust my mixtures to see if I can make it so they don't sink so much. But I do have a feeling that micas or micas do that anyway. Finishing with that card, it's starting to bend. So this one's a little bit more subtle with its colouring, but that's fine. That is why we do different artworks at different times. We don't want everything to always be identical. Sometimes you want to recreate something, but that's when you do what you know. If you want to try stuff out, you experiment, and you're never always sure what you're going to get when you experiment. That's the fun part about it. Alrighty. So what do we think so far? The cells have really come up quite strong in this. The colours are subtle, but I don't mind that. So what I may do next time is actually add more paint from the purple and the cyan, or violet and cyan, not so light, but it's also, I think because they're heavy and they did start sinking, that could be the other reason. Because last time I did mica powders with a Dutch pour, they sank as well. So when I turned the canvas over and looked at it with the light on the front side and looked at it through the back, the colours were amazing. But when I turned it around to the front, they were there, but they were a lot more subtle, kind of like little fluffy clouds with colours through them. They weren't bold artworks at all. Let me just double check that I've still got you in frame. Yeah, I notice sometimes when I turn my camera, when I rewatch the videos, sometimes when I turn turn the canvases around, the canvas is a little bit lopsided and not so straight. It's not a bad thing, it's just not as easy for people to watch when it's not. Oh, sorry, notifications. I forgot to turn them off again. I know they're really loud on your side, guys. I'm sorry. Alrighty. Now we're going to go roughly where we touched before and go the opposite way. Wow. That one is awesome. I saw the cells just appearing before my eyes. Yeah, I can see it. The blue's there. It's just underneath the other colours. Just a little bit hidden. I think they're just heavy, so they kind of sink a little bit compared to the other normal colours that I use. But I still don't mind that. It just gives you a different look each time. I love experimenting. I get different artworks all the time. I've got that many different... I got a whole bunch of ghost swipes which are similar-ish, but they're all still so different, and none of them are identical. And that's the fun part about it. And some people, like, when I go show my mum watches all my videos. She's one of my biggest fans. She often comes and says to me which ones that she prefers more than the others, when there's not really always a lot of difference, but it just catches her eye more. And that's the same with everyone. You'll always find some artworks will catch your eye better than others. Oh, another beautiful swipe there. So I really don't know if this is going to look much different when it's dry or not. If this does look different when it's dry compared to this end result now, I will show it as a dried canvas in another video, because I don't know how to actually, I don't know how to edit or add things to videos. So it's easier if I just bring this and show you in the beginning of another video, so then you can actually see it. But I'm really pleased with this. It is not overly bold with its colours. Like some of the ghost swipes I've done are super strong in their colouring, especially the last few that I've done. This is a lot more subtle, but you can see that violet and that cyan, they're in there all the way along, just not as hitting you in the face as some of the other ones I've done. The blacks actually come out quite well. The silver's probably they're quite as strong as the black is. So that's something to know, that the silver actually turned out quite well. But as it drifts off, you kind of notice the black was needed to kind of give this effects. And where the black is, that's where you get most of the cells. Some of the ones where the powder is, or the mixture, there's a lot bigger cells that have appeared. So more cells than this beautiful little lacing that you get with having a black color. So that's why I always add a plain color. It doesn't have to be black. It just has to be a plain paint, not a metallic. Metallics, just with the pigments, they sink, they get heavy. The black just stands out and highlights them a little bit more. But this is pretty awesome. I'm loving it. So this is the fun part. I tried something new. I've never mixed these. Well, I mixed these up once and I was a complete failure. So I've just left them aside, never touched them again. But because they're like a quarter of the price or a third of the price at the moment, I thought I'll test them out and see how they go. And if they're any good, I'll buy a few more colours. But yeah, let's come down and have a close-up. Okay, so this is what I see from my angle. And remember, this canvas is pure white. My lighting, I took away the other light, and sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. But as you can see the middle, there's definitely cyan and violet in there. And then there's the black and the silver. You can't notice the silver as much until I get closer. But let's come down right here and have a look. See how you got the cyan, you got the violet. That right in the middle is the silver, and then they got the two blacks. So the silver's there quite strong. And look at this lacing and cells that have appeared. And every single stroke has got really, really good lacing and cells in it. There's not one that's kind of funny at all. So let's go on a side angle. Where are we? Focus camera. There we go. And we'll go all the way along. Absolutely beautiful cells, lacing, colours. Look at them. Really, really nice. I can't wait for this to start drying and to see whether the pigments show up any differently or not. More cells here. Look at, it's just really, really interesting and different. That is exactly what I want. Something similar but different. So I hope you guys really like this. So leave a comment. Share the video, like, another notification, I'm so sorry, and subscribe if you haven't already. And when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell. So subscribe, hit the bell and click all, and that means that you get notified when my videos come up. You don't have to watch everyone, but at least you get notified. Otherwise it won't tell you I've made new videos, and sometimes people have subscribed but they never actually see any more videos. So always remember to do that, or you can just go to my channel and watch the videos from there if you haven't got the notifications on. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked this. Let me know what you think, and I will see you soon for another pour. Have a good night. Bye.